Okay, so a lot of times now when I see bad weather, I always kind of think of the possibility that it could be man-made weather, that the government or somebody is weaponizing weather for some type of reason. And, I was thinking this when I saw this terrible flooding through Appalachia, however you want to say it. But one thing that I was thinking of was, and a lot of people haven't heard of it, was Operation Popeye, which was back in Vietnam. Our government seeded clouds or did something with the weather, and they made it rain a lot, and it made it so the Ho Chi Minh Trail was flooded or was too wet to move supplies for the Viet Cong. So they have been doing that since the 60s, early 70s, and they have been manipulating the weather. Chemtrails are no longer a conspiracy. Bill Gates has been talking about it. You can look up geoengineering, but there is also what some people think is HARP, and some people believe, I'm not saying this is fact, but some people think that they are able to move around weather systems, maybe create some weather, or maybe move some weather or intensify it. So with all that in mind, something that I found out last night, which is pretty interesting, is I think it's called Kings Mountain, which is close to Asheville. Turns out to be full of lithium. Now imagine that. They already know there's not enough lithium for all the electric cars they want to make everybody own, and they're making a ton of money with lithium, but they just happen to have a lot of lithium where all this terrible flooding is. And one thing that I would look for is probably BlackRock or China or some evil person like Bill Gates or something to try to start grabbing up all this land around Asheville, around that area with the lithium mine. So it's election time. There's crazy stuff happening. They're closing the ports today because there's a big strike. So there's not going to be stuff coming into ports. It's going to cause problems with supplies getting moved around the country because that port's going to be closed. So there's a lot going on. A lot of crazy stuff. And everybody needs to be safe and just do what you can to keep some water, some food, some beans and bullets, keep your family safe. Start talking to your neighbors. Enjoy your time with your family, and don't be afraid to go next door and be familiar with your neighbors. And you might need to rely on them and be able to trust them sometime in the near future. So you guys have a good one, and praying for everybody over there in Appalachia. And I'm also going to share a link from a guy named Logan Reed, who's on the ground over there and is trying to get much needed supplies directly to people over in that area affected by this terrible flooding. Alright, you guys have a good one, be safe, and I'll talk to you later.